universities, closed independent institutions, and forced academic programs to shut down when they contradict his political goals. And in Russia, Vladimir Putin has jailed scientists and censored research, all to preserve the illusion of control and strength. What these regimes have in common is simple. They know that science, at its core, is a challenge to authoritarianism. Science is a search for truth. It cannot be dictated by politicians, and so when science becomes an affront to the goals of authoritarian leaders, they attack it, they suppress it, they deny it, and they replace it with propaganda and misinformation. Here at home, Donald Trump is following the same playbook. He has mocked client scientists, dismissed decades of evidence, even as Americans suffer record floods, droughts, and wildfires. He's undermined doctors and public health officials, putting in charge of our public health the nation's leading vaccine denier. Trump has promoted unproven cures for diseases, cut billions in critical research funding, and dismantled advisory boards that create avenues for government to work with scientists to make good policy. And in his 2026 budget, Trump is proposing to eliminate funding for Administration of Community Living, which supports older and disabled Americans, the Department of Health and Human Services Prevention and Public Health Fund, the Patient-Centered Outcomes Research Trust Fund, the Pediatric Brain Tumor Consortium, and an association of 16 academic centers and children's hospitals dedicated to trials of novel treatments for pediatric brain cancer and so much more. We need to understand why is this happening and why are Republicans in this Congress supporting it. These attacks are not random, they are deliberate, and they prove a tendency by this president to emulate the authoritarians of the past and the present. Trump's goal is to erode trust in experts, replace facts with loyalty, and convince Americans that only one man and one government can be trusted to define what is right and what is wrong. When a leader can erase truth and rewrite reality, they can justify anything. They jail opponents, they can seize power, and they ignore the judges and the rule of law, and they undermine the very essence of democracy itself. Mr. Speaker, science is not partisan. It is not our political enemy. It is a safeguard against lies and misinformation. When our nation's top leaders attack it, they are not only rejecting